Time to see how I'm getting on with my Wulfen. Ow, ow, ow! Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, let's have a look and see how I'm getting on with my Wulfen for this year's Achievable April. So if you haven't heard of Achievable April yet, there is a link to JamJar34's channel in the description below. It's got a little painting challenge for April, and of course I am painting my Wulfen. So let's have a quick look and see how I'm getting on. Just move that aside. Right, here you go. So, as you know, I am painting 5 of the 10 Wulfen models for the challenge. However, I've still prepared the other 5 as well. So from the last video, I've took them off of their 25mm bases and I've pinned their legs. I just drilled little holes in their feet and then pinned them with some heavy-duty paper clips. I've then obviously primed them black and I put them onto my corks. Now these corks do have pennies in the bottom, which means they're magnetized, those little magnetized strips that I've got there. Got those strips from eBay, really easy to find and very cheap. So I decided that I would paint the brown first on this occasion. Now normally I paint the grey, but I went in with the brown because there's quite a lot of brown on here and I thought that I could be a little bit more messy, let's say, with the brown. Now the brown that I've used is a mixture of inox hide with some black mixed in, so it's my own mixture. And as I was using my own mixture, I decided to paint the brown on all of the models just so that I could make sure that the unit has the same coloration on the brown. So I laid down the brown on everything and then I went in with the grey armour. I'm going to have a closer look at the grey armour in a minute, let you see how it's looking. But as usual, I did around 3 or 4 coats of grey, nice thin coats, and of course I'm painting over the black, so I just built the colour up. Now I have also done the backpacks, and as you can see on the right hand side there, I've done the grey on the backpacks as well on that unit that I'm not painting. Honestly, I'm not painting it. Okay, so let's bring one in at a time and have a closer look at the models. Okay, so first of all we got the pack leader. Now whilst these models are original 13th company models and they do have chaos armour on them, I felt like it wasn't enough, so I've tried to add some extra chaos bits and pieces. So you can see there on the left, I've left his shoe. I'm going to make that a chaos shoe. The kneecap on the right hand side is a genuine chaos kneecap as on the model itself. So I'm just going to spin them around a little bit. Now obviously I'm painting stuff which I've never painted before. In particular, things like the claws there, I've never painted those. I had to work out how I was going to paint those. And of course the actual Wulfen fur itself. Now I'm not 100% sure exactly how I'm going to paint the Wulfen fur, but I decided the best place to start is to base coat with the same colour that I do my Fenrisian wolves. So I'm going to have to play it by ear how I'm going to paint the fur, but I'm definitely looking forward to painting that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now of course I have painted his backpack as well. He's got that sort of wolf on the back there, so yeah, he should look really cool hopefully when he's finished. So that is the first model. Let's go on to the second one. Okay, so that's the second model there, the guy with the shield. I was trying to work out how to paint the shields. I looked at a few pictures. The GW website has the shields painted black on the inside and grey on the outside. And what they do is they have like a strap around the wrist of the models which they paint grey. Now I don't have that strap. My vision is that my guy's got his fist sort of holding onto a grip, and then he's got these like little attachments that his sort of hand goes into. So I decided to paint that whole grip area in the grey colour and just leave the inside of the shield black. Now of course it's going to have a gold rim, so that's going to be gold around the outside, and that's the shield itself there. So he's got 2 Space Wolves shoulder pads on this one, and this leg here is chaos. Now I didn't realise it, but the leg here on the left hand side is also chaos. So that's going to change colour eventually. So I've only given that one base coat of grey, I think I might have given it 2 actually, but it's not completely base coated because that's going to be changing to Chaos, like I said. Right, so that's that guy. Let's have a look at the next one. Right, so that's the next one, again with the shield. He's got a Chaos chest plate, as well as a Chaos shoulder pad and leg, so a reasonable amount of Chaos on this one, which is nice to see. Just spin him around again. I did exactly the same design on the shield. Of course, that's all got to be tidied up, and it will have the gold trim, which will just sort of finish him off quite nicely. But yeah, he's looking pretty cool. So that is the second shield guy. Right, so this is the guy with the axe. I'm really happy how he's looking. He's got a complete Chaos leg. Now, the original models actually have the foot as Chaos, but I'm going to do mine as Space Wolves just to break up the Chaos armour a little bit. And he's of course got that Chaos glove there holding the axe just from the conversion that I did. Now, I'm very happy how the green stuff has covered up here, particularly on this area here. That really does look like it's part of the armour, so really happy how that's looking. Just spin him around a little. That is that guy just there. And on to the last guy with the claws. Now, you may notice there's an additional conversion to this guy to when you saw him last, and that's because the first time I picked him up to paint him, I broke one of the little claws off, and as you can see at the top there, so I've covered the breakage by putting on a little skull into the claw, so it looks like his claw's gone into a skull, and it works quite well because he's actually looking up at that skull as well. Now, I don't know that I'm going to paint it as a skull. I might paint it as like a demon head, possibly. I'm not really sure at the moment, but yeah, had to repair that. Now, what I did, because obviously these little claws here are quite fragile, there's a little tip for you, is I went over the tips of these little claws with some super glue. I actually put some super glue on. Now, I hadn't laid down any paint at all, so before I broke that one, so yeah, I basically put some super glue on the edges of these claws, and I just re-primed them. So these claws now are actually a lot stronger just on the edge there, because this one down the bottom here, to be fair, that looked a little bit flimsy as well. I think they're prone to breaking, so put some super glue on, and it definitely has made them stronger, so that is good news. But yeah, that is how he's looking just there. So really happy with the progress so far. As I said, the grey took quite a long time, you know, good amount of coats, but I've got a nice thin coat down, the best that I can, obviously on these old metal models. So really hope you enjoyed the video and the update. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell button next to the subscribe button so that you can keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, and I'll see you in the next video.